So our third consideration when designing a throwing program are goals, right? So the goals of the individual. This should be pretty obvious. However, it needs to be individualized, right? So not everybody's going to need to work on the same things to improve their performance, right? So some guys will need to increase their velocity. Some guys will need to get better command. Some guys will need to improve their strength, their mobility, their health, their durability. Some guys may need to work on pitch design because their off-speed pitches just are not good enough. So it really needs to be individualized to the athlete, right? We've seen in the last year or so with Noah Syndergaard, right? Prior years, he was focusing on just getting as strong as he can, throwing as hard as he possibly could, when really those weren't things that were holding back his performance. He was already one of the strongest guys in the big leagues. He was already one of the hardest throwers in the big leagues. Those were not holding him back from winning a Cy Young or a World Series or anything like that. So you can kind of see after he had that lat injury that he's come back and he's focused on the things that really were holding him back, which were health and durability, right? He wasn't on the field, so he can't perform at his best. And so that goes along the lines of the individualization. He was just kind of focusing on the wrong things. So you want to kind of think about this when you're designing somebody's program, because whatever are their big rocks that are going to unlock their next level of performance, those are the things that should get the biggest focus. It's difficult to focus on everything, because if you do that, everything's going to be kind of performed at a subpar level. You kind of see this with CrossFit, right? No CrossFitter is ever going to be the strongest person in the world, and they're never going to be the greatest distance runner in the world, because they're trying to focus on all of these things at once, right? It's the same with baseball. No one's going to, in one off season, you're not going to gain 20 miles an hour of velocity, have elite command, and work on pitch design while also getting the strongest you can possibly be. Like, you're going to have to pick a couple of things that can work together, right? If pitch design is your thing, we're really not going to be able to work on velocity as much, right? Because with velocity, a lot of times we're going to have 2 high output days. So with that, that's going to make it hard to get the volume in that you need to work on pitch design at a significant level. And same thing if hypertrophy is something that's holding you back. It's going to be hard to work on velocity and hypertrophy at the same time because of the volume required in the gym. It's going to fatigue you to the point where you're not going to put up your best possible numbers throwing wise. So all of these things need to kind of work together, right? We can't work on everything at once. So to kind of recap, we want to find the big rocks, or the things that are going to be the most important to unlocking performance for your athlete. And we want to focus on those as much as possible in whatever time that we have.